Morning, everybody. Today, our topic of discussion is erectile dysfunction. We are going to discuss what is erectile dysfunction, how do you know that you are suffering from erectile dysfunction, and what is the real medical or easy definition for a layman to understand either he is suffering from erectile dysfunction or not, and what are the statistics of people suffering globally from this particular condition. Is it life threatening, and what are the main causes which lead to this particular condition of erectile dysfunction? Coming back to the topic, the first question is this, that what is the definition? How do you know that you are suffering from erectile dysfunction? If the inability to keep a firm erection sufficient enough for penetration during the act of intimacy with your partner, this is called erectile dysfunction. So you are unable to keep a firm erection. Even if so, you can perform it, keep it erect for a while, but afterwards in few seconds or in a minute or so, you will lose that erection without your desired act. That is called erectile dysfunction. How many men are suffering from it internationally? I'm going to quote some statistics from a study conducted in USA by the Society of Urology, because mostly these men, they are going to report to the urological surgeons or that department or kidney department or urology or some general surgeons in Pakistan. In about 30 million men are suffering from erectile dysfunction only in USA annually. What are the main causes? I'm going to stick to the point to avoid any kind of other discussion. The main causes for erectile dysfunction in men are, number one, either it can be due to the diet, bad diet, high cholesterol diet, or diet which is leading to a high body mass index. Either you have been, or the patient has been overweight for a long time, or they have a tendency to gain weight, so they have to bring their weight to the normal. So lack of physical activity. Even if at a normal weight, you need a lot of physical activity to take your heart rate to a certain level in order to pump the blood through all your organs. That's very important. Number three, any kind of heart disease, any kind of coronary vascular disorder, or any disorder related to cardiovascular system, like high blood pressure or high cholesterol, diabetes, or if you are from a family with a high risk factors, genetic material is designed in a way that you have a high BMI, you have heart disease in your genetic material, you have diabetes from both parents, your genetic material has a tendency to gain a lot of weight, then you have to be on your toes to understand that this is going to hit you one way or the other way sooner or later. So you have to be very, very vigilant to keep your weight at mark. Number 6 or 7 is emotional relationship problems, depression, anxiety disorders, panic disorder, undiagnosed psychological disorders, or there are a lot of stresses these days, like cultural stresses, the stress to look good, the stress to prove your worth, the stress to prove your financial worth, the stress to prove your success to the so-called material world, and along with that, the anxieties, the pressures, the smoking, alcohol, lack of exercise, bad diet, late sleep, lack of deep sleep, even if you go into the sleep but you're not sleeping properly. So all these kind of issues, they finally lead to a state which ends up in the erectile dysfunction. And this particular phenomena was not very common about 10-20 years ago, but now it's more common because the life has turned into a way that it has brought more stress on the breadwinner of the home. And I think it's very imperative for all the women and all the people living in a home to understand that what kind of stresses a breadwinner, either he is a man or she is a woman, it doesn't matter. These kind of stresses actually they affect women so much so like men. So we will discuss the stress which women take over them and how do they affect their reproductive system and their desire for sex and their libido and their sexual organs in the upcoming parts of this particular series. But right now we are going to stick to the topic that what are the causes of erectile dysfunction and how do you know that you are suffering from erectile dysfunction. I hope I was to the point and the video was precise and it helped a lot of women who come to my clinic and discuss these kind of issues. So because I have been discussing all these issues in my clinic since last 15 years, so I thought that it is a very important topic that everybody should now start talking about, and we should, you know, just leave some taboos behind and try to understand the core of the issue rather than pinpointing the flaws in the partners, like he has this thing less in him or I have this thing less in me. So we are going to talk about the solutions in the upcoming video and how the erectile dysfunction leads to depression, anxiety disorders, and low self-esteem, lack of confidence in the men. I'm going to quote a lot of studies conducted globally and internationally, and how the partners cope up with each other with these kind of issues. So stay tuned for further information in upcoming videos.